What's up guys, it's John Dominique aka Price Pictures. Today I want to do half a film roll review and also a camera review. I'm only going to show you half of the photos because the other half of the photos weren't that great. They did come out, but they weren't the best, and I don't know if it's worth me showing. So I just chose the ones that I thought were the best. But before I do that, I just kind of want to show the camera that I'm talking about. It is the Samsung ECX 1450. It's a point and shoot. It's a little bit plasticky, but it does the job. It's a little chunky, as you can see, from the top, from the back, and then the bottom to the lens, because it's a zoom lens, so that's why it's a little chunky when you turn it on. Let's see, the lens protrudes, and then when you go to zoom in, the lens kind of extends out, so it's a little chunky, but it's not terrible. It's manageable as far as portability. I've seen smaller, but this will do the job. The lens goes from 38 millimeters to 145 millimeters, so that's a pretty good zoom range. I don't really get down with too many zoom lenses. I like prime lenses, but I can live with this one. This is the only zoom lens that I have in my whole collection, so it's okay to have a zoom lens. It's very plasticky. The grip is not the greatest, but it does have like these little knobs right here to help you hold the camera a little easier, and then also on the back it has a little thumb rest here. Now the buttons aren't the best because they're really flush to the camera, and they're harder to press, so you have to kind of get your nail in there, at least on the on-off button, and then the flash button you have to cycle through, which is kind of painful, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to press either. So that's kind of a downside, but it's okay, it's manageable. As long as you're not trying to, shoot anything too quickly, you should be fine. Just taking your time with it. For power, it does take, I think, a CR123. Let me see. This is a CR123 3-volt battery, and it does require a battery. It's fully electronic. You don't have any control over any of the parameters, any of the ISO or aperture or shutter speed or anything like that. So it's a pure point and shoot. The viewfinder, it's acceptable, but you have to keep your eye very steady on it because it'll black out pretty quick. So you have to make sure you keep your eye on it in a certain way. It gives you a little black, almost like a square in the middle to show you like what's the middle, and then it has like a couple of lines at the top kind of to give you kind of a frame so you can see what you're framing. And overall, it's not too bad of a camera. Now, I think the flash does work. I've not turned it on, tried the flash. Let me see. Will it come on with the flash if I shoot it? The flash, yeah. So the flash does work. I didn't take any flash photos with it yet, but maybe I'll incorporate that into my next roll. Next time, just kind of consciously take some pictures with flash to see how they turn out. There's a date back on it, but I think it needs another battery back there. Let's see. I have not looked. I think this behind this plate here, there's probably like an area where you can put one of those small round flat batteries back here. I might look into that, but it's not a big deal to me. I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker. I don't care for the dates to be printed on my photos. So I'm okay with not having that feature. Even though it's cool that it's there. Overall, I think it's a fairly good compact point and shoot. Now, it's not the most compact because it's kind of a thick camera, but it's manageable for the price I got it for, and it's not the most popular brand, and that's kind of what I like. I like things that aren't so popular. I had a Samsung in the past. It wasn't this one. It was a different model, and I liked it. I like the output of the images, and the lens to me is where it's at. This lens was okay. It's not the best because it is a zoom lens. I was expecting not to be as good as a prime lens, but it's still pretty decent. I think I'm gonna keep this guy in my collection just to have one point and shoot because they're kind of fun sometimes. The only real thing that really is a hiccup for me on this camera that I didn't like, is as I was shooting, sometimes it didn't take the picture and I couldn't tell why. Even though like it tells you on the back, like these little dots right here on the viewfinder, near the viewfinder, there's two little dots. One of them like lights up green, the other one lights up orange, I think. And if it lights orange, it means something like it's either too close or it needs flash. But sometimes it would light green and I would press the shutter button and it wouldn't take a picture. And I'm wondering like, what's the deal with that? And that was frustrating. I told myself when that happened, like the first 2 times, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna keep this camera. But you know, considering the money and the alternatives and me, you know, giving this away or selling it and then trying to get another one, some different model. I did a lot of research on this, took a long time. I think I'm just gonna keep this for now. And maybe in the future, if something comes my way, I see a good deal, I'll try to get something else that might be better, because I need my cameras to be reliable, man. It's important for me because I'm really into pictures and I'm serious about my photography. If I get a good scene and I go to fire the shutter and it doesn't work, like that's not a good look for me. So I don't know, the reliability and the dependability, just because it's more of a consumer type of device, maybe, I don't know. Might need something a little bit more professional, or maybe even something that can allow me to, you know, manipulate the ISO even, would be really cool. But for now, I think I'm just gonna keep this guy in my collection. And what I'll do is I'll try to show you some of the photos that I came up with. Like I said, I'm only gonna show you about half, not even half of the photos. I think I was using Fuji films. I'm gonna say it was a C200 film. That's what I wanna say. And I'll show you some of the photos, and I'll start with this first one here. It's kind of a picture inside of my room, looking outside of the window near a lampshade, and the way the blinds kick off this pattern as the sun shines through my window. I kind of took advantage of that, and I'm into lines and, like, you know, hard shadows, high contrast type of photography. And this is just an idea right here. It's not like a real photo, you know, I was just testing out the camera, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It's not like I was out there really taking photos. I just wanted to make sure this camera works, and it does pretty good, as you can see. It's got good exposure. The color wasn't there, you know, and I can understand because it's a point and shoot, and I'm pointing it kind of towards the sun, and then it's gonna wash it out a little bit. And the film wasn't the greatest either, I don't think, as far as color goes. It is a color film, C2, I think it was, again, Fuji film C200. Gonna go to the next photo to show you the inside of my room, kind of pointing my back towards the window, and you can see my my pillow and my bed spread there, and then like a little desk, a couple of cameras on top of that desk. Those are my babies. I have a Konica Auto Reflex T, and then also a Olympus EM1 Mark II on that desk, just to show. And you know, again, I'm just taking photos to make sure this camera works, and the colors are okay. Didn't do any editing to this. This came straight from a film lab. I outsourced it to be developed somewhere. Contact Photo Labs. If Contact Photo Labs is watching this, I appreciate your services. They do a really good job. You might want to check them out when you get a chance. I think they're based in Brooklyn, New York. And then, you know, I was outside, went to this park where they have like the area where you can walk along behind the hotel, and then like on the water, it's a beach town. You can see I think it's an aircraft carrier they use, like kind of like a museum that's near there, and you can actually walk on that aircraft carrier if you pay a fee. I haven't actually been on that aircraft carrier yet, but I was just out there taking photos, and this is one of the photos. It looks okay with the cloud there to the left. I kind of like that you can see the clouds and they weren't washed out. And it's kind of pointing into the sun, so it's not going to be the best contrast. I think I might have hit an edit on this one actually, Snapseed, so with a higher, increased the contrast on this one, so almost silhouetted, but it's got some color into it. The next photo is kind of on the same path. There's a bridge, and you know, I'm kind of hiding behind the palm leaves there, the palm trees, to kind of use it as a element of interest in the foreground. The clouds came out good exposure. The bridge looks good. I can see there's a barge if you look kind of towards the bottom of that bridge there in the middle, in between those two pillars. There's like a barge. You might not be able to see it, but so the photo came out good on this one too. The next one is the same thing as the last, not the last one, but the one before that, but it's just kind of a different place, a different angle, very similar. And the next one I did put an edit on this one as well, I know for sure, and I kind of like the way the angle of the light was hitting the branches of those trees there. I think this is one of the better photos of that same area, same Naval Museum warship there. And then like there was a bench there, and you could see the bench was it had, the sun was shining through the back of it, and the back of it was hitting on it's like a post, but they would have like a tree, not a tree, but a pot where a tree would be at the top of that post. And I just took a photo of the shadow right there on that post, on that that was whatever that monument thing that was holding the post. And then the next photo is just, I was at a park, and then I took some photos once of that water tower there with some power lines in the front. And there's a dog park next to it towards the right, and there's some trees there. And that came out okay as well. And then this one came out, I've taken this photo a couple of times before. It's behind this Publix. It's actually in front of this Publix, and then like behind a couple of fast food restaurants, there's this tree, and it's, if you go there during a certain time of day, the angle of the sun will hit the back of a wall there, and then you get the high contrast shadow situation there. And this one came out good. I think I put an edit on this one too. I can't remember for sure, but I like that one. And then the last one is a photo of my bedroom from the inside, a little deeper on the inside towards my towards the middle of the room. And it's got those lines there, so you can see how those photos came out. So overall, pretty satisfied with this Samsung ECX 1450 AF. It's an autofocus camera, all automatic. It's pretty decent overall. I'm gonna just try to keep it for now. Maybe in the future try to replace it if I can get something better, but for the money I'm okay, and the fun factor was cool. So I think I want to continue to work with this camera for a while, put a couple more rolls of film through it, and continue to explore and do my thing with photography. And thanks for coming with me on my journey. Thanks for letting me share. If you like my video, subscribe to my channel and all that good stuff. It's John Dominique, Prize Pictures. Peace.